Welcome, dear friends and curious souls, to another enchanting tale from Grandpa's Moral Tales. Today, we journey together to the mystical heights of the Himalayas, where ancient monasteries whisper secrets of the ages and the winds carry tales of wisdom and courage. Gather around as we unfold the story of Tenzin, a young monk whose quest for enlightenment takes him on an adventure beyond the walls of his monastery. Let's embark on this journey together, discovering the beauty of the Himalayas, the depth of spiritual wisdom, and the power of inner transformation. Welcome to the Little Monk's Journey, the spiritual quest in Himalaya. Chapter 1. The Valley of Dreams. In a serene monastery nestled amidst the snow-clad peaks of the Himalayas lived a young monk named Tenzin. His days were filled with routine monastic chores, prayer and meditation. Yet, in the stillness of the night, Tenzin's heart whispered of adventures beyond the monastery walls. Tenzin, unlike his fellow monks, was often caught gazing at the distant mountains, his eyes sparkling with curiosity. He felt a deep yearning, a calling that seemed to beckon him to a greater purpose. The elders often found him lost in thought, his young mind wandering to places unknown. One day, as Tenzin dusted the ancient scrolls in the monastery's library, his fingers brushed against a peculiar scroll, hidden behind the older manuscripts. It was ornately decorated, its edges frayed with time. Intrigued, Tenzin carefully unrolled the scroll. It spoke of a legendary artifact, a mystical mirror said to bestow enlightenment upon its seeker. The words leapt off the parchment and danced before Tenzin's eyes. A fire was lit within his heart. This was what he had been longing for, a quest that promised to lead him to his true destiny. The artifact, hidden in the depths of the Himalayas, seemed like a beacon of purpose. That night, under the blanket of stars, Tenzin lay awake, contemplating the ancient scroll's words. His mind raced with excitement and fear, for he knew seeking the artifact would mean leaving the safety of the monastery. Yet the call of destiny was irresistible. The next morning, with a resolve as firm as the mountains themselves, Tenzin decided to seek the elders' blessing for his journey. He knew it was not just a quest for the artifact, but a journey to discover his true calling, his destiny in the vast tapestry of life. As the first rays of the sun touched the monastery, Tenzin took a deep breath, ready to embark on the path that destiny had laid out for him. Little did he know, the journey ahead was filled with lessons and experiences far beyond his imagination, shaping not just his path, but the core of his being. Chapter 2. The Ancient Scroll. The morning air was crisp and fresh as Tenzin approached the elders' chamber with a mixture of reverence and trepidation. The elders, wise and discerning, were the guardians of ancient knowledge and tradition. Tenzin bowed respectfully before them, the ancient scroll clutched tightly in his hands. With a voice as calm as a mountain lake, Tenzin shared his discovery and desire to seek the legendary artifact. He spoke of the calling he felt deep within, a calling that resonated with the very essence of the scroll's ancient words. The elders exchanged thoughtful glances, their eyes reflecting years of wisdom and understanding. They recognized the fire of purpose in Tenzin's eyes, a flame that they had seen in few. This was not a mere whim of a young monk, but a profound yearning for a deeper truth. After a moment of silence, the eldest among them, Lama Sonam, spoke. His voice was gentle, yet carried the weight of experience. Tenzin, your spirit seeks a journey that transcends the physical realms. This quest you speak of is not just about finding an artifact. It's a pilgrimage of self-discovery and enlightenment. The elders conferred, and sensing a unique destiny for Tenzin, they granted their blessing for his journey. They advised him to be mindful, to absorb the lessons the world would offer, and to let his heart guide him through the challenges ahead. Tenzin felt a surge of gratitude and determination. The elder's blessing was like a guiding star, illuminating his path. He bowed deeply, his heart filled with a newfound sense of purpose. The monastery began to stir with the activities of the day, but for Tenzin, the world seemed different. He was no longer just a monk within the monastery walls. He was a seeker on the cusp of a profound journey. With the elder's blessings warming his soul, Tenzin started to prepare for his journey. He gathered meager supplies, a sturdy robe, and a walking stick. As he packed, his mind raced with thoughts of the unknown lands that lay ahead, the trials he would face, and the wonders he would see. The next dawn, Tenzin stood at the monastery gates, ready to step into a world far bigger than he had known. With a deep breath, he stepped forward, his heart beating in unison with the rhythm of his destiny. Chapter 3. The Elder's Blessing. As the first light of dawn kissed the peaks of the Himalayas, Tenzin stood at the threshold of his familiar world, about to embark on a journey into the unknown. The air was filled with the sweet scent of juniper incense, a traditional farewell gesture from the monastery. The monks, his brothers in spirit, gathered around him, offering prayers and well-wishes. Tenzin felt a surge of emotion, a blend of excitement and a poignant sense of leaving behind a part of himself. The monastery had been his home, his sanctuary, and now he was stepping beyond its protective embrace. Lama Sonam, with a gentle hand on Tenzin's shoulder, imparted his final words of wisdom. Remember, Tenzin, the journey you undertake is not just about reaching a destination. It is about the insights you gain, the inner strength you develop, and the compassion you learn to extend. Go with an open heart and let the journey transform you. Tenzin bowed deeply, his heart swelling with gratitude and respect. He turned to face the open path, the vast expanse of the Himalayas stretching before him. With each step, he felt the weight of his old life lifting and the exciting whisper of adventure calling. The path took him through verdant valleys and rugged terrains, each step a testament to his determination. The majestic beauty of the Himalayas was both humbling and invigorating. Tenzin's eyes were open not just to the path ahead, but to the profound lessons each step taught him. As days passed, Tenzin encountered travelers and villagers, each with their own tales and wisdom. He listened intently, absorbing their experiences and insights. From a wise old woman in a mountain hamlet, he learned the art of listening to the silence of nature. A group of playful children in a valley taught him the joy of living in the moment. Each encounter, each experience was weaving into the fabric of his being, shaping him into more than he was. The journey was transforming Tenzin, not just as a monk on a quest, but as a soul seeking its true essence. At night, under the canopy of stars, Tenzin would reflect on his day's journey, the faces he met, and the stories he heard. He felt a deep connection with the world around him, a sense of oneness with the universe. His journey was not just about finding an artifact. It was about discovering the interconnectedness of all existence. As the moon's silver glow bathed the mountains, Tenzin felt a profound sense of peace. He was exactly where he needed to be, on a path that was his and his alone, yet connected to a larger journey, a journey of the spirit. Chapter 4. Across Rugged Trails. As Tenzin journeyed deeper into the heart of the Himalayas, the landscape transformed. The lush green valleys gave way to rugged, rocky terrains. Each step tested his resolve, but Tenzin's spirit remained unshaken, fueled by the quest for his destiny. One morning, Tenzin encountered a steep path winding up a daunting mountain. The air grew thinner, and each breath became a laborious task. As he ascended, a sense of solitude enveloped him, the kind that made one feel both insignificant and profoundly connected to the vastness of nature. Along the way, Tenzin met a hermit, an old man with eyes reflecting the wisdom of the mountains. The hermit spoke of the mountain's spirit and how it challenged travelers not to deter them, but to strengthen their resolve. Tenzin listened, understanding that the mountain was not just a physical barrier, but a metaphor for the challenges one faces in the pursuit of their purpose. Tenzin's journey across the mountain became a journey within. With each step, he shed layers of doubt, fear, and the confines of his former self. He embraced the solitude, finding in it a profound sense of clarity and purpose. The mountain, with its daunting presence, taught him about resilience, inner strength, and the beauty of embracing challenges. Descending the mountain, Tenzin arrived at a tranquil river, its waters reflecting the azure of the sky. Here he learned to flow with the rhythm of nature, adapting to its pace and lessons. The river, with its persistent journey towards the ocean, taught Tenzin about persistence and the beauty of journeying towards one's destiny. Days turned into weeks, and the landscape shifted once more, revealing hidden valleys and ancient forests. In these secluded havens, Tenzin encountered diverse creatures, each with its unique role in the tapestry of life. From the majestic eagles soaring above to the humble mountain goats on the cliffs, every creature taught Tenzin about harmony and coexistence. At night, as he rested by his small fire, Tenzin would gaze at the stars, contemplating his journey. He realized that with every step, every encounter, he was not only moving closer to his physical destination, but also evolving into the person he was meant to become. As the moon shone over the Himalayas, Tenzin felt a profound connection with the universe. He understood that his journey was about discovering his place in the grand scheme of things, about understanding his role in the intricate dance of existence. Chapter 5. The Village of Wisdom. Tenzin's journey led him to a quaint village nestled in a hidden valley, surrounded by blooming rhododendrons and towering pines. The villagers, with their warm smiles and kind eyes, welcomed him as if he were one of their own. In this village, Tenzin discovered a community living in harmony with nature and each other. He spent days with the villagers, helping in their fields, sharing meals, and listening to their stories. Each person he met added a new thread to the rich tapestry of his journey. An elderly woman, known for her wisdom, taught Tenzin the value of compassion and understanding. Through her stories, Tenzin learned about the village's history and the challenges they had overcome through unity and mutual support. Her words echoed in his heart. True wisdom lies in knowing the interconnectedness of all beings. Tenzin also encountered a dispute between two villagers, a conflict that threatened to disrupt the peace. Remembering the lessons from the monastery and his journey, Tenzin helped mediate the dispute with patience and empathy. His intervention led to a peaceful resolution, earning him respect and gratitude from the villagers. This experience was a revelation for Tenzin. He realized that his journey was not just about self-discovery, but also about making a positive impact on the lives of others. The village became a classroom where Tenzin learned about the power of empathy, the strength of community, and the importance of resolving conflicts with a kind heart. As he prepared to leave, the villagers gathered to bid him farewell. They offered him gifts, not of material wealth, but of blessings and heartfelt wishes. Tenzin's heart was full, not just with gratitude, but with a newfound understanding of human kindness and the simple joys of life. With each step away from the village, Tenzin felt a sense of growth. He had arrived as a seeker on a personal quest, but he was leaving as a part of a larger community, connected by the universal threads of love and compassion. The path ahead was still uncertain, and the destination of his quest unknown, but Tenzin now walked with a lighter step, enriched by the wisdom and love of the village in the valley. Chapter 6. The Cave of Shadows. Tenzin's journey took him to the rugged edges of the Himalayas, where the mountains whispered secrets of ancient times. His path led to a secluded area, rarely treaded by man, where stood the Cave of Shadows, the supposed location of the legendary artifact. The cave's entrance, veiled by a cascade of ivy, looked like a gateway to another world. Tenzin felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension as he stepped inside, his lantern casting a soft glow against the dark, damp walls. Inside the cave, Tenzin encountered illusions, shadows that played tricks on his mind. Figures from his past, fears and doubts emerged from the darkness, each challenging his resolve and purpose. The deeper he ventured, the more intense the illusions became, testing his mental fortitude. Tenzin remembered the teachings of his elders, that true enlightenment comes from within, and the greatest battles are often fought in the mind. He closed his eyes and focused on his breathing, finding his center in the midst of chaos. With each step, Tenzin reaffirmed his purpose, letting go of his fears and embracing the uncertainties of his journey. He realized that these shadows were manifestations of his inner doubts, and facing them was integral to his quest. In the heart of the cave, Tenzin found a chamber where the walls were adorned with ancient murals, depicting the journey of a hero similar to his own. It was here, in the silence of the chamber, that Tenzin faced his final illusion, a mirror image of himself, burdened with the weight of expectations and the fear of failure. In a moment of clarity, Tenzin understood that this too was a shadow, a reflection of his own insecurities. He stepped forward, the image dissolving into the air, and with it, his doubts and fears. The cave, which he had entered with apprehension, had become a place of profound self-discovery. Tenzin emerged from the Cave of Shadows with a deeper understanding of himself. He had confronted his inner darkness and found his inner light. As Tenzin left the cave, the sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the mountains. He felt lighter, liberated from the shadows that had once held sway over his heart. The journey to the Cave of Shadows had been more than a search for an artifact. It had been a journey into the depths of his soul, a journey that had brought him face to face with his true self. Chapter 7. The Light of Truth. Having emerged from the Cave of Shadows, Tenzin continued his journey, now with a profound sense of inner peace. The path led him to a secluded glen, where the sunlight danced through the leaves, casting patterns of light and shadow on the forest floor. Here, in the heart of the glen, Tenzin found what he had been seeking all along, the legendary artifact. But to his surprise, it was not a grand mystical object, but a simple, unadorned mirror resting against an ancient tree. Tenzin approached the mirror with curiosity. As he gazed into it, he saw not just his own reflection, but the journey he had undertaken. The mirror did not reveal hidden secrets of the universe. Instead, it reflected Tenzin's own experiences, his growth, and the wisdom he had gained. In that moment, Tenzin understood the true purpose of his quest. The journey had never been about finding an external source of enlightenment. It was about discovering the light within himself. The mirror was a symbol, a reminder that true wisdom and understanding come from introspection and personal growth. With this realization, Tenzin felt a profound sense of fulfillment. His journey had taken him across mountains and valleys, through challenges and revelations, and had led him to this simple yet powerful truth. The artifact, the mirror, was a testament to the journey itself, a journey that had transformed him from a curious monk into a wise and enlightened soul. Tenzin smiled at his reflection, a smile that spoke of trials overcome and lessons learned. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Tenzin knew it was time to return to the monastery. He felt a calling, not just to return to the place where his journey began, but to share the insights and wisdom he had gained. With the mirror securely wrapped in his pack, Tenzin took one last look at the glen, a silent farewell to the place that had bestowed upon him the greatest gift, the understanding of his true self. Chapter 8. Return to the monastery. Tenzin's journey back to the monastery was a reflection of his inner transformation. The path that once seemed arduous now felt like a familiar friend. Each step was a celebration of the lessons learned and the wisdom gained. As he approached the monastery, the sight of the familiar red and gold colours, fluttering prayer flags, and the distant sound of chanting monks filled his heart with warmth. The monastery, nestled in the lap of the Himalayas, had always been his home, but now he was returning not just to a place, but to a community that was eager to embrace the new wisdom he brought with him. The monks received Tenzin with a joyous welcome. His eyes, once filled with curiosity, now gleamed with the light of knowledge and understanding. The elders, who had sent him off with blessings, now saw before them a monk who had transcended his initial quest for enlightenment to find a deeper, more profound understanding of life. Tenzin shared his experiences, speaking of the challenges he faced, the illusions he overcame, and the realizations that dawned upon him. His tales were not just narratives of his journey, but lessons that resonated with all who listened. The simple mirror, the artifact he had sought, became a symbol of wisdom for the entire community. It served as a reminder that true enlightenment comes from within, and that every individual's journey is a path to self-discovery. Tenzin's journey became a part of the monastery's teachings, a testament to the power of faith, courage, and the pursuit of one's true calling. He continued to live among his brothers, not just as a monk, but as a guide, a mentor, who had walked the path of self-discovery and returned to light the way for others. As the days passed, Tenzin found joy in the simple routines of monastery life, enriched by the depth of his experiences. He often stood at the monastery's edge, gazing at the mountains that had been his teachers, grateful for the journey that had brought him back home, not just in body, but in spirit. Chapter 9. The Enlightened Path. In the years that followed, Tenzin became a beacon of wisdom in the monastery. His journey had become a legend, a story told and retold, inspiring monks and visitors alike. He was no longer just Tenzin, the curious young monk. He had transformed into Tenzin, the enlightened, a guide for those seeking their path. His days were spent in teaching, meditation, and tending to the needs of the monastery, but his greatest joy was in guiding the younger monks. He saw in their eyes the same curiosity and yearning for knowledge that had once set him on his journey. Tenzin often spoke of the importance of understanding one's destiny and embracing the journey with an open heart. He taught that every experience, be it joyous or challenging, was a step towards self-realization. His teachings were not just words, they were reflections of the life he had lived. As an elder, Tenzin initiated a tradition in the monastery, a journey for the young monks to discover themselves beyond the walls of their sheltered life. He believed that, like him, they too needed to experience the world, to understand their place in it, and to find their own path to enlightenment. Tenzin's legacy was not just in the wisdom he imparted, but in the lives he touched. He had discovered that the secret to a successful and happy life was in finding one's destiny and passionately pursuing it. His life was a testament to this truth. As Tenzin grew older, he often sat quietly, gazing at the mountains, now a friend that whispered secrets of the universe. In the quietude, he found a deep connection with everything around him, a harmony that resonated with the rhythm of the universe. In the twilight of his life, Tenzin's heart was filled with peace and contentment. He had walked the path destiny had laid out for him, a journey that began with a quest for enlightenment and ended with the realization that the journey itself was the true destination. Now, dear listeners, as we reflect upon this tale, take a moment to consider its moral. The moral of the little monk's journey is a testament to the power of self-discovery and the importance of embracing one's own journey. Tenzin's quest taught us that true enlightenment is not found in a distant artifact or a mystical object, but within ourselves. It's through facing our fears, overcoming challenges, and embracing the lessons of life that we find our true purpose. Tenzin's story reminds us that the path to enlightenment is not a destination, but a journey of inner growth, understanding, and the realization that our greatest wisdom lies within. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful journey through Tenzin's story. If you enjoyed this tale,